Curtis DIYer.
DIYers, there has been a song that has been all over my timeline, and I'm sure if it's all over my timelines, it's been all over yours as well. It's by an artist that is part of a group, but is part of a group. Oh my God, why is it escaping me right now? His name is Fenix Flexin, and he's a part of Shoreline Mafia. Shoreline Mafia is the group. They're from out here in the West Coast. And, they have absolutely had a successful career out here and have made names for themselves as solo artists. Jeezy and, of course, Fenix Flexin. What's interesting about this song is that it sounds like nothing you've ever heard from this particular artist. Here's the song just so we get some context, and we're gonna dig deep into this story. But peep this out.
Swiping cards and stacking chips, I saw you sinking ships. Left me standing in the pouring rain, now I bought a heavy diamond chain. My pocket's getting thicker, the watch is moving quicker. Money talk is much louder now, but I can't sleep through the night. Can't sleep through the night, still seeing your face in the glass. Why do you call when you're short on cash? Can't sleep through the night. I'm losing my mind tonight.
So, for those who were on that timeline and they saw him drop, because he dropped snippets of this song. Matter of fact, when he dropped the first original snippet, even Tyler the Creator jumped in there and said like, hey, take the ad libs out. He gave him some advice or whatnot. But most folks in the comments said things like, man, it sounds like it's influenced by, my guy Liam Neeson said, I've heard enough. Welcome back, Morrissey. Bankrolls on the table. Local cable. Brother, that line, local cable, bothers my soul so much. We'll talk about it, though. Fergie Baby says, shit, giving me that GTA Miami Vice vibes, Scarface vibes. Snapped. Nah, this too cold. Y'all dead ass looking diamond having it. So this song is giving people a lot of those type of UK pop vibes, 80s pop vibes. Okay, for anybody who's curious about what he sounded like before, why don't we get to some of his most popular songs? Let's start off with this one right here. This is the #1 popular song on his page right here. It's called 10 Toes, Fenix Flexin.
My 2 feet, hey, 20 bands on some new teeth. I'ma get it out of bitch, get it out of free. I done got it out the mud, made it, but she's still creaming. Popped the Euro last night, but I'm still beating. Nigga.
Hey, people go through evolutions. Let's hear some more songs. That was 5 years ago. Let's go to something a little bit more recent. Let's see what else we got here in the popular. That's the same one that made that song I just showed you. Okay? People go through transitions. Let's go 3 years ago. Let's see what that sound like. It's called Thread.
I've been faded for too long, but I'm still drinking. I ain't worried about them niggas, boy, we kill demons. Told her baby shut her mouth, but she still speaking. Thought we had an understanding, but she still tweaking. Baby, I ain't trying to hear it, I'm still leaving. Bitch, you broken, you dusty.
Okay, hey, artists go through evolutions. Anything else we have here? Let me see if I got something a little bit more recent. Let me see. I'm gonna go going through these. There was another. Here it goes. This was actually no. Let's rewind. He just had released a project before this one off because this style is very, very recent for him, and it's been going viral as I said before. Let's take the first song off of his project from 2 years ago, Disco. Maybe this gives us more context. Okay, see, there's a bridge.
Pull up on a pop dough. It's a walk down, left a nigga chopped over. Mike Jack shorty.
Okay, not a lot of melody, but nonetheless, it's a song. Even Pitchfork here says an LA rapper known for twerk anthems and prescription drug punchlines is now pretending to be a broken-hearted British man. Oh, no. Say it ain't so. No, that ain't. No. Well, let's keep on digging because we're going to do some actual testing. But let's keep it going because I want to make sure that you have the proper context. Because as you imagine, some people are supremely excited to hear something different from an artist like this, especially from out here, because it doesn't sound like anything else that is out here. I'll tell you this from experience. Whenever an artist has a drastic change in style, traditionally speaking, because of course I'm an artist and producer of 20 years, traditionally speaking, people are skeptical about who are you working with, who's ghostwriting with you, or who's collaborating with you. If there's no explanation for it, people tend to assume nefarious behavior is going on behind the scenes. Or they need to see some kind of how did you get from here to here. Even when I think of Andre 3000, when he was a part of Outkast, he went from singing a little bit of melody on a verse to singing a full chorus to singing a full verse and chorus to then hey ya. It was a natural progression that showed he was working at his vocal chops, and this is how he landed here. Nonetheless, another thing that's been tipping people off is his performance. He performs the song, and even as you can tell from this video, he don't really lip sync the lyrics. But that could just be attributed to him being, this is on some rapper shit. You feel me? I ain't got to say all the words. Pick this performance out and see if it, see if you feel the same way.
Why hello there. Greetings.
Swiping cards and stacking chips, I saw you sinking ships. Left me standing in the pouring rain. Now I bought a heavy diamond chain. My pocket's getting thicker, the watch is moving quicker. My knee talk is much louder now, but I can't sleep through the night.
Oh, shit, let me plug my headphone back in. It's the mic dip for me. Nigga, the mic dip for me. It's the mic dip for me that made me say, it's little things that bother me about this song. I think it sounds fresh. It sounds like something I've heard before, but it's little. Him singing about local cable pisses me off. I don't even know why. It just, for some reason, it's just like it's been pissing me off. That mic dip.
Louder now, but I can't sleep through the night.
It comes off as somebody that did something as a joke or as an example, and then out of nowhere, they were like, shit, I gotta really live up to this now, huh? I warned you, he has not performed the song live yet. It's important details. He has not performed the song yet. Live? There's no live footage. Even this is lip syncing.
Can't sleep through the night, still seeing your face in the glass. Why do you call when you're short on cash? Can't sleep through the night, I'm losing my mind tonight. Bankrolls on the table.
On the table.
Watching local cable.
That line pisses me off so much. It smells like wires in here when I hear local cable. It smells like wires in here.
Hating that I'm able. Hating that I'm able.
Okay, because you guys get the idea. There's another verse on here, and I'm going to theorize about a few things, but I want to walk you down just how viral this song has been and how much of a difference it is from what people have heard from him, as well as his producer that goes by Perps. We'll talk about him in just a second. I just want y'all to see like the virality of this. Some of this feels genuine because once again, people I think have been looking for more monolithic type of moments that we can all enjoy at the same time. Haven't really had that since Not Like Us. People are looking for these songs that, allow us to all in our different algorithms be involved in the experience. And I feel like this is kind of given that. Sometimes it gives that natural feel. Sometimes it gives a manufactured feel. I'll tell you what I mean in just a second. There's another trend that's been happening specifically on TikTok where people will say before they heard Fenix Flexin's new song, this is what they look like. And then after, matter of fact, let me play a little soundtrack so we got a little reference. He said before Fenix Flexin. Damn, turn that down. Turn this beat down, please, for me. I don't need to hear it. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's it. All right, here we go. So it's before Fenix new song, after. Oh, look at him. GTA'd out. 80s out. Before listening to Fenix Flexin new song, after. Oh, she's 80s Miami scene, neon, green and yellows and pinks and blues. Before hearing Fenix Flexin's new song, now after. So people are enjoying a genuine, what feels like a genuine viral moment in this. Let me stop the music here, because this is when it starts to get a little bit sus. Of course, we live in a world of everything is under question, under microscope for being AI. Maybe including this video of someone getting a tattoo. The song, mind you, is not even a month old, but there's already somebody getting a tattoo of the lyrics. This is not his fault, of course, but this is a tattoo artist who said, "I did this tattoo while watching local cable."
My pocket's getting thicker, the watch is moving quicker. Money talk is much louder now, but I can't sleep through the night. Can't sleep through the night, still seeing your face in the glass. Why do you call when you're short on cash? Can't sleep through the night, I'm losing my mind tonight. Bankrolls on the table.
And the video cuts out right before he puts the tattoo ink on. Hey, nonetheless, people are having fun. It's one thing when it goes viral on social media, but it's another thing when it actually does numbers in other places. Did you see this? The same song we've been talking about by Fenix Flexin knocks Drake out of the #1 spot in LA for the top 25 Los Angeles songs, or songs, I guess, that are being streamed in Los Angeles through Apple Music. It takes over the Apple Music's Los Angeles charts. Okay. Hey, it's doing millions and millions of streams right now. And there's a lot of people who are looking at it and they can't help but they got a weird feeling about it. How many of y'all got, like, what are y'all initial feelings before we get into this? Because we're going to examine this. What are y'all initial feelings before? Like, as you hear this, what are your initial feelings about it? I want to highlight it. GTA all summer. All right. We got a GTA playlist before GTA 6. That's crazy. That's crazy. Bangers. I don't know about this being hip hop or AI for real. Let it bang, not just for me. Play it back. My initial feeling is AI slop. Hey, a bot being booted. Sounds like AI wrote it. Interesting. We're gonna examine the lyrics too. Miss Rexy says, "I hate it." Afro Butterfly says, "A joke that went popular. Now now we're taking it seriously." Okay, the guy who actually sang that song will come forward in a month. No AI. Oh, not for me. Felt on the table. Hey, Skynet continues to rise. These are hilarious. The funniest community of all time. Drake getting knocked off by AI is peak karma. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get into it. So y'all are not the only ones who feel this way. I think there's an overwhelming amount of people who agree. Something about it, you can smell, as my guy says, you can smell the wires on it. Here's a few comments that were left on the song. Bro asked AI, "Make me a Miami Vice Scarface 70s song using my voice." This person said, "Nah, I need a real-time live performance. LOL. If bro can prove this is actually him, I'll give him all the flowers." What if it ain't? And what if he taking vocal lessons in the process before he does a live performance of it because he like, damn, I gotta really sing this shit soon? That'd be crazy. Just a theory. Lil Bubba says, "Bro look like he ain't even do the song." It's the hand motions and the mic dip. Jake Dooley said, "Everything AI. I just heard the hardest ESTG song and everyone in the comments saying it's AI. Now everyone's saying that this is AI. I can't." This person calls it a poor performance. So, hey, the conversation has been going viral, but that has not been lost upon him, that people are calling it AI. Matter of fact, he responded in the comments. He responded a few times. We got some responses from him. Here in the comments, he says, "Man, stop it. This ain't AI slop. This song was recorded in my living room with Pro Tools, some auto-tune and reverb, and my UK accent. Anyone who know me know I be talking like I'm from UK half the day. LOL. Tuner to make auto-tune on point and in sync, but y'all wildin'. Any promo is good, so keep that coming. whole alternative he got a whole alternative project coming. A whole alternative project on the way. Hope y'all enjoy the new lane we hitting. Watching local cable. I don't know why that line bothers me so damn much, but it does. They got even more clips because he did an interview recently, and this is from his own lips, from his own UK accent on half the day having ass. He had some things to say when talking to LA Icon. He approached him about those said rumors.
Thinking ahead of time.
A lot of people are saying this shit AI.
Yeah, like that's.
I know that it's not, but can you explain how it? So the fuck all that actually.
I can understand, like, you know what I'm saying, because the music we make is so far left. Like, so for somebody to hear this type of music and it be all the way over here, they're probably like, how the f does he even like understand like what this music is? Like, you know what I mean? But you gotta, like, you know what I mean? It comes down to my childhood, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's I wake up, that's what Pops is listening to, you know what I'm saying? Thinking ahead of time.
Hey, he grew up listening his Pops, listened to UK rap, and we all got very diverse, you know, sounds that we grew up on. This explanation is not given enough for me. If you ask me, it sounds like somebody trying to keep up with something that got out of his control. It went viral. That's good. Oh shit, it went viral. What do we do? That's the energy that I'm getting from this. But we have no evidence quite yet. But that's what he said directly in response to all of this.
Swiping cards and stacking chips. I saw you sinking ships.
Him not doing the lyrics is never gonna not be funny to me. He even said here in this quote, he describes it now. It's basically that old school 80s UK vibe. Yes, you've never heard of my music before, but it's here now. Synths, bass lines, drum machines, and all that. But mixed with trap and me talking about what I really go through. Local cable? I hate that line. About what I really go through. It's moody, melodic, and a little more pop than what people expect from rap. Watching local cable. I can't, bro. I can't. And of course, you know, we both can't sleep through the night. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's continue. Because obviously there's other storylines here. Here's the guy that engineered the song, allegedly. Right? Because I got my theories. And we're going to get into my theories, but I want to make sure that we walk this down. One of the theories is, excuse me, not the theory. Here's his engineer. I think he goes by Gillis Del Interior. I don't know. Gillis Del Interior. This is him. I would assume these stems in the background because of this post saying mixed and mastered for Fenix Flexin, Rubberz, Argentina. It's from Argentina. And I guess those are the stems in the background. So this could be evidence that this was recorded. I'm going to give you my theory in a second, but I just want to walk you down this. Someone here said, need to see the stems to beat the AI allegations. So good, everyone's saying it's AI. Yeah, I don't know if it's because of how good it is that people are saying that it's AI. I think it's just it's how different it is from not just the artist's usual music, but even the producer's usual music. Check out this producer, Perps. This is who's credited for the production on this. I want you to peep out a beat that he posted. When did he post this? Had to be something recently. So a couple weeks ago. Peep this out. That's the same one that's the same one, ladies and gentlemen, that did this. Got it. Okay. Hey, people go through evolutions. What's interesting about Perps though, because you know the internet loves telling on itself. What's interesting about Perps though, this is not the first time that work that he's been involved with has been accused of being AI. He had an interview here with Producer Spotlight not even 10 months ago, and some work that he did with Juice WRLD, well, I'm gonna let him take it from here, was accused of somehow using AI and utilizing that within the music. Listen to him field this question.
I was looking at some of the snippets you shared on your Instagram, and I was seeing, it's unfortunate we live in this time now, but like fans were talking about this as AI potentially, like, oh, is this real? Is this fake?
What?
I almost thought you maybe like fed into that, like, yo,
What,
is this
Cavalier?
real? I don't remember which one it was.
Well, none of the songs that I ever post is AI. Those are for sure real songs.
Okay.
What happens is some of them will take AI and then they'll like AI a video of some live stream, and then it like takes away the background sounds, and then it starts sounding
Yeah,
AI.
it starts sounding
Because
like
there's like
AI.
this weird artifact with AI and audio. I don't know how to explain it. It does like this weird thing.
Oh, you explained it. Whenever somebody get to talking about AI artifacts, they have definitely dabbled. But hey, why are people acting like because it's 80s sounding it automatically means it's AI? I don't think you've seen one comment that someone has said that. I think you're making two assumptions in one. I don't think not one time somebody says, hey, what the hell? How are we making stuff from the 80s? It must be AI. I don't think that anybody said that. I think you made that up there. What's your name? Eyes of the Pit? You might be a bot too. Hey, damn, homie can't diversify his bonds? Maybe he can, but let's get into it. We got to get into this. We got to explain it first. To show people this wasn't a fluke, he has also been releasing other songs where, you know, he's showing like this is the direction I'm going in, especially with all of the success that this song has already enjoyed in such a short period of time. Listen to this one.
No, I can't move past. All this green won't help me sleep. All this green won't help me sleep. Think about the ways you lie. Think about the ways you lie. More cash, more racks, more stacks. La la la. Mention homes. The love was just a weapon in your hands. I was foolish. Buying everything you ever said you wanted. Building bridges out of water. Watching you disappear. Look what you started. Checking on my running through the safe.
Okay, I'm done. I'm fucking done. I'm done. Now, for those of you that are asking, hey, why would anybody think that AI is capable of doing that? Because I don't think that, if you ask my theory, I don't think that it's all AI. If you take the song as it's currently constructed and you run it through AI or run it through a website, run it through multiple websites to detect AI, it will probably say it's a likelihood that it's 80% to 90% done by a human. However, the method I think that he took, if I were to make an assumption, because many of you have been DMing me about this, shout out to my dog J Squared. He was the first one. He sent me a voice note. He was so mad. He was like, brother, I don't want to sound like a hater, but this shit sound like AI and it's going up right now. I said, let me examine it. For those that are asking a question, this is the method that I think that he possibly took. I think that either Perps or Fenix Flexin generated a song through Suno. I think that they took that song through Suno. They listened to all the different versions it generated, and they said, I like that one. And I think that whatever one that they picked, let me give you an example of what songs can sound like when you generate them through Suno. This is all AI generated from the music down to the actual vocals themselves. I don't think that his vocals itself were AI generated. I think that he got a song like this generated on Suno. He found the version that he and the producer agreed on. They downloaded the instrumental, maybe even stemmed it out into MIDI. The producer went and used certain elements or even put different presets on it. And the artist himself used a reference track like this to coach the way that he should vocally sing it. That's my theory. My theory is like that because when I listen to certain elements of the song, I'm like, or even the instrumental itself on the actual beat, because let me bring you over here. There's certain things that trip me off because we've been following AI generated music very closely, especially as an artist myself. This is a topic that pisses me off. It angers me. It irritates me at times, but also sometimes it intrigues me. I used a website called Fader. And basically what I did was I took every individual stem, because everybody's focused on the vocal. I don't think the vocal is AI generated. I think that it's AI assisted. And I think what we may be listening to is one of the first AI cover songs. The covering being done by a human being. Let me listen to some of the elements with you. So here it is. I got the bass, I got the drums, I got the sample, the instrumental, and also the vocals. Listen to the vocals isolated.
Swiping cards and stacking chips. I saw you sinking ships. Left me standing in the pouring rain. Now about a heavy diamond chain. My pocket's getting thicker. The watch is moving quicker. Money talk is much louder now, but I can't sleep through the night.
I think those are genuine vocals. And forget what I think. We're going to run that through a tester in just a second. Here's the thing that tripped me up, though. You can always tell AI-generated music the most through the hi-hats and the way that it treats the mixing of those hi-hats. Listen to these drums, though. There's a thinness to it. There's a weird, like, digitized artifact that is on these drums. Okay, let's get a little bass. Nothing too fancy about it. How about the actual melodies and sample? Okay. Here's what I got interested in. I took those particular stems and I started individually popping into my different websites that I use for AI music detection, because I don't think that the key is listening to the actual song itself and getting it. I think people are it's a lack of feeling. It's a lack of humanizing, even within the actual lyric structure. We'll talk about that in a second, but I want to get to the things that I found initially. We're going to use this website called letsubmit.com/AI music checker, and we're just checking the elements of the production. We're also going to check on another website called detect.music that's been telling me even the models that were possibly used in this. Now, I'm going to put this one disclaimer before I get into this. Sometimes when you stem out music using an AI website like fader.ai, sometimes these detectors will detect certain fragments because it was AI that stemmed out something in a very unnatural process. But it won't be so much to where it's the majority of it. Now, taking the theory up to mind, let's just take the drums. Let's take the drums first. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to dig into here. And these are the stems, untouched. I want you to make sure that you can see everything that's in here. Here's the drums. Let's analyze that for a second and let's see what it says. I know you lying. No, I know you lying. Okay, 95 is crazy. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Because you know what's funny about that is that when you take the entire song by itself, it says 85% human made. And there's nobody's debating that at all. But you got to always double check these things, right? Let's go into here and let's pull in what else we got here? Let's pull those same. Let's pull the vocals in actually. No, let's not do that. Let's get the drums. Look at the drums. We're gonna pull the drums here. We're gonna see what it says after it generates some information for us. Interesting. As that's doing that, let's go ahead and check some other elements. So it says that it believes that the drums are 95% AI generated. Okay. How about the actual melody itself? Let's analyze that. Is this done over here? This one's taking a little bit longer to generate. Let's see. Let that go. Okay, see? So it says the vocals, the melody, 89% human. Like I said, there's a chance that it was taken from whatever the reference was on Suno, if we're just making that assumption. It took that from there, stemmed it out into MIDI, and then instruments were replaced to get the individual sounds. Okay, I'll take it there. So we have that. What is this finally saying on this side? It's uncertain. Oh, no.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Mind you, these are the drums. We're just running the drums right now. So let me do this real quick. I want to make sure I got the full song as well. These are just the drums. These are just the drums. Let me pop these. Let me pop this music out right quick. Let me get this. I meant to download this. I had it on my laptop. Let's get it. Rubberz. Okay, there it goes. All right, so I'm gonna take this song, and I'm going to take it here, and I'm going to get it here on my downloader for 4K, and I'm downloading it right now. Yikes, on a bike. All right, cool. So I got the full song here. Cool. Let's go back here. I'm going to bring up the song. So I just want to make sure that we kind of just out of order, but I want to make sure that you guys have some reference. So when you take the actual song itself, this is what it says. Rubberz. Okay, let's put it in Rubberz here. Pause. Let's see what it says. Never mind that fungus is a parasite ad at the bottom here. 95% made by human. Here's my theory. I think that he was either instructed by someone in the industry, his producer, or they all came up with the idea of, we can't copyright AI music, right? And if we do use AI music, people are going to detect it easily through one of these websites. How do we bypass that? Oh, we can still take advantage of AI generation through Suno if we just do a cover of the song. So what I'm listening to feels like someone who is doing a cover of a reference that none of us have access to because we didn't generate it on Suno. Let's look at the other elements though. I'm curious. Let's look at the other elements though, because I am curious, ladies and gentlemen. What else we got here? Hoping that I'm able, watching local cable. Matter of fact, no, let me go back here. This is something else I found. Let's take a new scan and let's actually drop the full song in here because I want to see what it says. There it goes. Here it goes. So this is detect.music that is going to do its own detection process. Interesting. I'm curious what it thinks of the drums. We know for sure isn't AI. If we can test on something like something you made, if not, that's fine. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Let's actually do that. Let's pull up some drums that I got here. What drums do I have here? So I'm gonna pull up a drum loop that I have. Let me see what I got in here. Let me see. Let's go through here. Let's go through, because you're right. That's a good A-B split test of what we got going on here. Here we go, drums. Let's go to Curtis King Slump. Let's go to drum loop. And I'm not sure what these are by name. Let me see, what is this? Let's take that one. All right. Watching local cable. Oh, that's a good test. Okay. We're in discovery mode. Ain't no way in hell. You ain't got your motherfucking mind. 82%, ain't 96%, ain't 100. Hey, you ain't using no motherfucking AI out here. All right, let me see. Let me pull up decap. Let me pull up the homie decaps. Cause that's hilarious. Let me get another drum loop on here. Like, come on. It's an 808 in drums. I think that'll give us an idea too. What? Damn, Anna.
Somebody gonna have to tell us.
You figured something out, Anna. You figured something out. Okay, so we can't trust it just based upon the drums. That's a good test. Let me see. Let me run this up with, let me see. I'm gonna go to another drum pack. Let me test this one out. What is this? Let me play a preview of this. Okay, that's the homie decap. Let's see what it says. Because maybe just drums itself is just something that triggers it. Yep, okay. So we take it out. Let's take it out of here. Let's take it out of here. Let's take it out the conversation. This one has me interested though. This is what the other website we're using, which is detect.music. This one is really, really interesting. Okay, so what is this? What is this test? This test is
Now about a heavy diamond.
so this is the actual song itself, which I said I don't think any AI elements were done with the actual vocals. I was more so thinking about the instrumental and the sounds that were in it. Because like I said, some of them sounds and the drums just sounded like that. But, you know, hey, can't use that now. But let's look at this. So it says 88% real. Okay. All right, cool. How about we do a scan of just the vocals? I'm curious. I'm just curious. Okay, so with the vocals by itself, it says, and mind you, this is a heat map too for AI detection, from the top, the middle, and the end. It still detects some kind of AI activity in there. I just think that's interesting. I think it's interesting. This is no accusation. I just think it's interesting because we now live in a time where it is more difficult to copyright your music. You cannot copyright AI generated music. But if you do a cover of an AI generated song, who can take that from you? Huh. I don't know. Let me see about the other elements in here. So I'm gonna use the other one. I'm gonna use Detect, and we're gonna see what that says about, let's see, what about this, the instrumental by itself? I'm gonna have it run up the instrumental real quick. Ugh. Okay, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So here's the instrumental, and mind you, when I say instrumental, what I'm talking about is without the vocals, of course. It is this part right here. All right, so that's the beat by Perp. This motherfucker is going crazy over here. What is this?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
It even gives you the model on this one. Oh, it says that based upon the stemmed out version that I provided it here, that's the instrumental, it says there's about 85% chance that it's AI and about a 24% chance that it was Suno. Hey, you conclude what you want from it. I just think that the thing that is triggering people is how dramatically different it is from anything that we've ever heard from either one of these individuals. But as someone already said, it's got the people talking. Hey, there's a viral moment happening. If that's what it's all about, then hey, it is happening right now. But I said, you know what? There's something else here, because sounds can be tweaked around with. They run through different algorithms, different type of effects, and all of that's that. I said, if you want to figure out if somebody is a part of the same family, find a cousin. Find a cousin. No. Hear me out. Find somebody that look like them and see if they recognize them. So what I did was I went to Claude. And I said, Claude, do any of these lyrics here remind you of anything AI based? Here's what it had to say. You know how you look at somebody's head structure, you be like, you for sure a part of that Johnson family. You know what I'm saying? Like, here it goes. This is what it concluded after taking the lyrics all the way. I took all the lyrics from Genius and I put them directly into to Claude, which is another AI agent. And I said, do you recognize any pattern here that mimic at least ChatGPT whenever you prompt it to write lyrics for you? It says when AI writes song lyrics, it leaves tracks, not because it makes obvious mistakes, but because it writes the way a machine thinks a song should, instead of a way that a real person actually feels one. The following breakdown goes line by line through every verse of Rubberz and points out exactly where those tracks show up. So we got even questions here about swiping cards and stacking chips. I saw you sinking ships. Left me standing in the pouring rain. Now I bought a heavy diamond chain. My pocket's getting thicker. The watch is moving quicker. Money talk is much louder now. Mind you, he says money talk often in his raps, but he does not really say it like that. But he's using his UK accent. Flag number 1, it's hard. He said it skips the hard part. What do you mean by that, Claudiata? Real songs about heartbreak and success take time to show you the pain before the flex. Here, Both happen in the same line. Standing in the rain, straight into I bought a diamond chain. With nothing in between. No tension, no story, no journey. It reads like someone asked a machine to write a verse about going from heartbreak to success, and it checked both boxes as fast as possible. Now, to his defense, I think you could credit also what if he freestyled those lyrics? Because you would get the same kind of stylistic decisions being made if you were to freestyle the lyrics. Standing in the rain, diamond chain. They rhyme, and why the hell not? Because people that this song is generally for probably not looking into the lyrics. Flag number 2 that Claude picked up: stacking chips, diamond chain, pockets getting thicker, watch moving quicker. That is 4 different ways to say I got money crammed into 4 lines. A real writer picks one angle and makes it specific to their life. AI throws every related phrase it knows at the topic because it has no reason to choose. It is not writing from experience, it is writing from a list. Look, these your opinions. These your opinions, Claude. What else we got here? It says flag number 3, sinking ships doesn't connect to anything. I saw you sinking ships sounds cool, but means nothing in the context of this song. What do you mean? Where did ships come from? Who is singing them and why? Real writers use images that are connected to something personal, even if it takes a second to see it. The image floats in from nowhere and never comes back. That is what happens when a machine grabs a dramatic phrase because it fits the rhythm without asking if it makes sense. You know, to that point, I mean, not so specific to that point, I think there is a bit of randomness that exists within the writing. But once again, I think that could be credited to writing based on assumption. I love J Squared. J Squared, the reason this video happening, by the way. Shout out to J Squared.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I likely would have ignored this song and said in my mind, this shit AI, and moved on. But he was so disturbed. J Squared, you were so disturbed when you sent that to me. He sent that to me at 7 a.m. in a text message. He said, I ain't no hater, bro, but what the fuck is this going on here? I said, let me examine it. Flag number 4 that Claude picked up in the lyrics. This doesn't sound like a West Coast rapper. It sounds like Morrissey. Okay. Left me standing in the pouring rain is the kind of line you hear from a sad British singer in 1985. My birth year. Mind you, he's 30. Not a rapper from the West Coast. The emotional register is completely off for the artist's catalog. This is a clear sign that someone gave a machine a brief that included something like inspired by 80s alternative. And the machine followed those instructions to the letter without checking if it matched the artist's actual voice. If I'm theorizing here, purely theorizing, the reference song is generated in Suno. Elements of it are taken away and re-recorded or reproduced. We never get to hear the source recording. Multiple versions of that were made, which is why a full project might be coming. But also in the process, you can't just rap over a beat like this and that shit go up. You gotta sing it, and you gotta sing it genuinely. Well, who can help with that? ChatGPT. Take ChatGPT, ask it to write you a song in the style of this about this particular thing, or influenced by a specific Morrissey song. Take the lyrics and then add wherever you want to add so it does feel like it's something that you wrote. So maybe it did say standing out on the pouring rain. Maybe it did say sinking ships. But the diamond chain was something that got added to it. All right. Oh boy. It even dives into verse 2, which most people didn't even get to. But here it goes. It says, plastic smiles on Sunset Boulevard, living fast, playing every card, broken hearts and bitter bills, swallowing those jagged little pills. Your messages are flooding in, thinking that you're gonna win. I just let the rubber band snap. I'm pretty sure you wrote that. So it says flag number 5, plastic smiles on Sunset Boulevard is a prepackaged image. What do you mean? These two phrases have been paired together so many times in movies, songs, and writing that basically travel as a unit. Sunset Boulevard equals fake Hollywood. Plastic smiles equals fake people. Putting them together is not a creative choice. It is the default choice. A machine searching for Hollywood emptiness imagery would land here every single time.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Okay, let's talk about Jagged Little Pills. Jagged Little Pills is Alanis Morissette's album title, uses a lyric. This is a direct lift from a 1995 pop album. Not a new take on it, not a flip of it. Just the phrase uses a lyric. It fits the 80s and 90s inspiration brief perfectly, which is exactly the problem. When you tell a machine to write something with that air's emotional feel, it reaches for the most recognizable cultural shorthand available. A real writer transforms their references. This one just borrows the packaging. Hey, Claude over here telling on you, bro. not that I think he cares. My thing is, if this is indeed what you did, just stand on that. I just think that there's probably too much. It's too much of an uphill battle to fight. To one, be accused of using AI. Two, defending AI. Three, defending the wave of people that are probably come after you for knowing that you're using AI. And then four, knowing that you can't copyright that. Now you feel like, you know what? I can copyright this. The people are not attacking me. This is the greatest heist of all time. Oh, come on. Come on. Flag 7, it says, the rubber band line is the one moment that feels real. I said that. I just let the rubber band snap. Pays off the song title. It is physically specific and it has genuine wit. This is the strongest line in the entire song and the most likely candidate for a human hand touching the draft. One line that lands does not clear everything around it, but it does suggest the song was not completely left untouched after generation. Here it says in Flag 8, the rhymes are too perfect. What do you mean? Boulevard, card, bills, pills. Okay, perfect rhymes. In, when. Every pair rhymes cleanly with no variation whatsoever. Real rappers break the pattern on purpose to create emphasis or surprise. They use near rhymes and internal rhymes to add texture. A machine completes rhymes the way a math equation reaches a solution. It does not leave anything unresolved because unresolved does not feel finished to it. This verse sounds finished in a way that real verses rarely do. Here's the last part of it because it's not a long song, but it finds even more fingerprints of AI over the songwriting. This lyric goes, gold rings on my fingers, still your perfume lingers, empty bottles and bigger banks, giving nobody any thanks. Not the money, not the fame, not the jewelry. Brother, I can't read this without an accent.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I can't read this without an accent. Gold ringers on my fingers, see? Still your perfume lingers, see? Empty bottles and bigger banks. Giving nobody any thanks, you see? Because I don't give anybody any thanks, see? Not the money, not the fame, not the jewelry. See? Look here, see? Gold rings on my fingers. Still your perfume lingers. No disrespect to Fenix Flexin. That nigga never said linger a day in his life.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell
And you want me to believe the first day he said linger was on a song like this? Now your perfume lingers. If you don't knock this shit off, yeah, he is dope. Perfume linger? Yeah, your perfume lingers. Gold rings on my finger, your perfume lingers. Empty bottles and bigger banks. You can't even... I feel more light-skinned every time I read more of these. Like, I feel like I'm losing every piece of melanin left when I read this shit. Empty bottles and bigger banks, giving nobody any thanks. Nobody gets any thanks from me. Not the money, not the fame, not the jewelry. Watching local cable still pisses me off because this nigga had to be like 14 when local cable was dissolved out. It's pissing me off. Your perfume lingers is the same idea said a different way. This is flag number 9. It says the song has already told us the relationship still haunts the artist. The chorus says it. Verse 1 says it. Now verse 3 is saying it again through smell instead of sight. This is a machine cycling through the senses to restate an emotion it has already covered because it has run out of new things to say, but still needs to feel the verse. Real writers escalate. This one just circles. Oh. Flag 10. We almost did the finish of this one. Flag 10. The verse stops without landing. Not the money, not the fame, not the jewelry. Ends mid-thought with nothing to close on. On the surface, it might read as intentional restraint, but compared to the rubber band line in verse 2, which earns it nothing, which earns its ending, this one just stops at jewelry. AI-generated verses frequently trail off when they run out of material rather than finding a new place to land. Hey, Claude over here telling on you, bro. There is a difference between a deliberate pause and a verse that ran out of gas. Now I got a fancy diamond chain. Here's the last flag, or one of the last flags before we get to the bottom line by Claude. This is all Claude. I'm letting AI figure out AI. That's your cousin. Tell me what your cousin's tendencies is. The verse adds nothing new. Rings, bottles, banks, these are the same three concepts the entire song has been circling. Jewelry, money, and the ghost of a relationship. No new image arrives, no new feeling surfaces. The verse exists because a 3-verse song needs a 3rd verse, not because the artist had anything left to say. That is a machine filling a structural slot. A writer would have found a reason to be here. All right, this is the bottom line from Claude. This is Claude. This is not, mind you, this is not opinion. I got my own opinions, but this is Claude saying about this song. Across all 3 verses, Rubberz does something that AI-assisted writing almost always does. It sounds like what a song about this topic is supposed to sound like instead of what this specific artist actually sounds like.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
The imagery is borrowed from the most obvious places. The emotions are stated rather than earned. The rhymes land too cleanly. You know, if there was a natural progression, one that respected the process, and we saw like, oh, for instance, when I show you that song he had called Disco, where he's kind of rapping over something fast paced, if you saw a little bit of experimentation with the melodies, you'd be like, oh, this is a natural progress. This is a natural progress and a natural storyline and timeline to how you got here. But just popping out with this, and all of a sudden you watching local cable. That shit pisses me off like no other line this year. The rubber band line in verse 2 is the one exception, and it matters. It suggests a human being touched this draft at some point after it was generated. That is actually consistent with how most AI-assisted music gets made now. A machine builds the scaffold, a person adds 1 or 2 things that feel real, and the whole thing gets recorded before anyone asks too many questions. Hey, Claude, chill. The biggest tell is not any single line. It is the fact that these lyrics do not sound like Fenix Flexin. They sound like someone describing Fenix Flexin to a machine and asking it to write a song about him. That gap between the artist and the work is not something you can produce by accident. And it is not something you can explain away with the word experimental. That ain't stopping him. Because like I said, this shit going viral. I seen him in the studio with French Montana doing versions of songs. And then I seen this little diddly here that popped up on Double XL with Tyga. Cause this ain't the only song I got. AI generated more. I'm just playing. Go ahead.
Stack talk, stack wine, build burger crime, living lavishly, pockets full of heavy wealth, checking out of order.
Stop insulting my intelligence. Stop this shit. Stop this shit immediately.
Health, living lavishly, oh yeah. It is what it is, lavish, so lavish.
Who the background vocals by?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
What Suno choir did you put behind him? Who are the background vocals? You want to see what it sounds like when somebody may possibly be AI assisted? Versus when somebody just jumps over an AI generated type of beat? Listen to Tyga on this verse. You want to see the difference? Peep this out.
Got a mention full of habit.
I got a man.
Moving fast like a rabbit.
Moving fast like a rabbit? One positive thing, I don't think that was AI. I think that's Claude's point. Is that the natural process of writing will make you say some weird shit like that. Because you're a human being who is coming up with fresh ideas. You're not a human being who is performing ideas that have already been performed by Morrissey, the Smiths, the Police. You're not. Is this the hip hop revolution we've been hoping for? Hey, easy on that we. Easy on that we. The weave? I ain't asked for this shit. Oh boy, what else? Running fast like a rabbit. Tyga, what else?
I'm moving fast. Stack talk.
Oh man, boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. What is going on? Yo, what the F is going on? Like, what really is going on? Hey, where's this survey at? It is split between, so do you think Fenix Flexin's song Rubberz is AI? It went from 44% hell yes, and now 45% I don't know, and 11% of y'all said not at all. I hate this timeline. All right, enter the adult conversations into all of this. You know, there's not an issue for those of you that experiment with, I shouldn't say there's not an issue. Nobody is taking issue with anybody experimenting with technology to evolve at their art, to test in combination or in collaboration with your art. Most people say, have at it. There's, of course, the people who don't feel that way about AI music because of the environmental ramifications, the ethical issues with it, because when you use music that has been generated by a Suno, it is under the assumption that, which they've admitted to, that is stolen property. So it could very well be taken directly from songs made by the Smiths, written by the Smiths, songs written by legendary bands in the 80s, producers who created a very specific style, chose the presets, went through the oscillators, created their own presets, customized a sound that is attached to their signature sound. And Suno accessed all of this without the permission or even the compensation of the people they stole it from. Created a website, gave you an opportunity to get a subscription to it and use it. There it is. So if you're operating with stolen goods, that's that issue too. So environmental, the ethical issues, but then also too, here's something that I think people are not talking about. What happens if this entire AI experience, specifically in the creative environment, what if this is a de-skilling process? I Am Shay, or Shayo? I Am Shay had something to say about that, and I wanted to share this with you. For those of you that are you're going from being intrigued by a Suno, intrigued by a UDO, to now being dependent upon it, give this some thought.
Skilling is definitely upon us, and I think we talk a lot about AI upskilling, but we don't talk enough about how people are losing like critical skills that they've accumulated over 15 years, yo. I was chatting with one of my friends, he's a senior software engineer, been coding for like 15 plus years, and he's like, bro, I haven't really coded for real, like 6 months, like Claude handle everything. And then I was like, hey, yo, homie, like, can you think about that for a second? If Claude go down, you go down? If Claude not working, can you still write that code base from scratch?
If Suno goes down, if UDO goes down, and you have now created a new experience where you're heavily relying upon creating these reference tracks, let's just assume that's what's happening with Fenix Flexin. Can you now take that and actually create that from scratch? Can you now generate new ideas using your brain, you and the producer? Can y'all now generate new ideas if for whatever reason them two things go down? Then what? Because I think people would have less an issue with it if it was done in an ethical way in which you had access to people who are bands that maybe got inspired by different sounds that were out there and created something all unique to their own and made their skill set, their abilities available to you to prompt off of. But what happens? What happens when you don't have it and you become so reliant upon it? They are banking on you. There's a reason why I think AI technology is so accessible for free to us. I think they are allowing it to be democratized so that you get a heavy dependence on it and then it gets monopolized again.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
They give you a little blue magic. You get addicted. You stop using your original process. You use less of your critical thinking skills. And then what?
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I've always told people my biggest fear is over dependency, over reliance on these systems and tools, so much so that we reach a point where intelligence can be sold to you because you have no other choice because we've essentially de-skilled ourselves.
Ugh.
So I just want us to think about that. Like, obviously, agentic coding does wonders for software engineers. But are we becoming over-reliant on these tools so much so that now they can charge any price, and because we're so addicted and dependent on them, we have no choice but to pay? The great de-skilling.
It's not funny. It's terrifying. I'm just laughing through the terror. I saw this post up here. We're not going to watch this full clip, but I thought what he said in the beginning of it is really interesting too, because I can foresee at some point in time, they'll be more transparent about this process, because the laws are still really murky about, you know, how you copyright these things. You're allowed to copyright a song, obviously. For years and years, we've been able to do that if you created it from scratch, right? If you didn't replay somebody else's music. But AI presents a very tricky fold in that you could take a generated song, literally re-record all the elements, even run it, take it, pull it into your music DAW, and you can even stem it out, and you can change the instruments to your liking and say, hey, I made this from scratch. That chorus was made from scratch, and nobody would have any evidence of it except if they did a deep dive like we did today. I could see that becoming the norm for lazy fucking artists. And unfortunately, it feels like there's more lazy artists than there ever before. It feels like there's more entitled artists, because that's not your skill set. You're cheating the process. You're cheating the way this is. You are cheating the process of learning this, owning this, and being able to produce as many versions of this as you want. There's a bit of entitlement that goes along with that. Listen to what he had to say, and I'll expand on this. This is from Fenix? Excuse me. Patrick Gailey is the person talking here.
If you use generative AI to produce content, whether that is writing, whether that is, audio, video, whether it is art, you've deemed it not worth your time to write. You're too important and too busy to actually take the time to write the thing. So you've got a hacky little chat bot to do it for you. If you don't think it's worth your time to write it, why on earth would it be worth my time to read it?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth.
Hey, I understand that there are some people within this particular group, should not be the majority, who come in here and say, hey, who cares? It's all a vibe. It gives me the GTA feels. It's good to hear something different. Who cares? It's not that deep. For those of you that are on the not that deep boat, don't sink. Don't sink. It's coming close. The entitlement for anybody to feel like because you thought the process was not worth you getting vocal lessons to actually sound like a UK singer, because you thought the process was not enough for you to go through the process of showing us you doing music theory, or going through the process of playing and giving props to these people who are your inspirations, right? Going through the actual steps of it, learning the theory. And then you generate this. How dare them think that is all of a sudden worth our time if it wasn't worth your time to make it?
On earth would it be anyone's time if you cannot be bothered to do it? And there are people who say, well, I don't know how to, and that's fine. That's a different thing. I'm not talking about that. I don't make music. And the reason I don't make music is because I can't make music. And I can't make music because I've not undertaken the necessary discipline, training, and structural development to be able to make music. I've not put in my hours of work.
Eesh.
I've not honed my skills. I've not put myself in a position where I can be good at making music that might add value to other people. So I don't make music, and I don't use AI to make music. And then imagine if, knowing all of this about how shit my music is, I have the self-possession to say, no, the world still needs to hear my music.
Oh.
I'll just make it with a chatbot.
Yeah. I don't think you're alone, Ryan. I don't think that you're alone. Let me find your comment. I saw that. It's deep, but I do like Rubberz. Hey, yo. Without context, that sounds kind of crazy. I think you're supposed to. I think that it has sourced things that have shown a great success with the listening audience. It has stolen from sources that we have already said as human beings, we love this, we enjoy this, we gravitate to this. So when I listen to it, my thing is this. I listen to the song and I'm like, okay, oh shit. And there's something inside of my human instinct that maybe will be maybe it'll be gone in like a generation. It's something in my instinct that says, nah. It's almost like when you go to a health food restaurant, like a Trader Joe's or Spotify or a Sprouts, and you eat something and you're like, this shit healthy? No, this shit a little bit too good. This shit healthy? Oh, hell no. And then you look at the ingredients and then you realize, oh yeah, it's got all kind of seed oils and all kind of other bullshit. Soy, gonna give you man titties. You're supposed to like it. It was made for those dopamine spiking sensations. You're supposed to. I just think that it is the nefarious behavior that goes on behind it. I think that it is the reckless ways of just, I can do whatever I want and damned if I'm affected by it, as long as I can run it up. What did my guy J Square say? J Square, you the reason why this video even got cracked off. It's like the feeling of getting flowers from a florist or getting fake flowers from the grocery store. They mean the same thing sentimentally, but one just means more. Yeah, the soy do give you man titties. That Daya cheese pizza, delicious. The Daya pepperoni, delicious. I was working out eating that Daya cheese. That shit was just like the song Rubberz. Watching local cable, eating cheese even though I'm not able. Ate it for like 2 weeks while I go into the gym. I looked in the mirror, had a little cleavage going on. I had a little bouncy work going on. And that's when I said, even when it's supposed to be good for me, it ain't good for me. That's the issue that I think a lot of people are taking with this entire ordeal. We was twinning? Yeah, unfortunately we was twinning. But I'm supposed to like it, right? Because it's just like the real thing. Brother, there's nothing, still to me, there's nothing funnier. Now after having all that information, I want you to reapproach this performance. You let me know if you still feel the same way.
Swiping cards and stacking chips, I saw you sinking ships. Left me standing in the pouring rain. Now I bought a heavy diamond chain. My pocket's getting thicker.
This nigga back in hand motions a half a second after the lyric come in. Like, oh yeah, that is the part where it said that. He looked like a tourist giving instructions on where to go. Pockets getting thicker. Pockets down here. Wrist is getting now. There's my wrist right here. This shit is funny to me.
Watch is moving quicker. My knee talk is much louder now, but I can't sleep.
Not the microphone, deal.
Can't sleep through the night, still seeing your face in the glass. Why do you call when you're short on cash? Can't sleep through the night, I'm losing my mind.
Hey man, perhaps after doing more practicing, he'll look more natural. He look like he having fun. Well, I'm scared to know what your idea of fun looks like now. He look like somebody that's getting away with a heist.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna
He look like somebody that's like, this shit worked. Me and Percy were just being funny when we put that damn prompt up. That shit going up right now. Watching local cable. Hating that I'm able. What do I do next with this mic? I think I saw that here. Continue.
Night, bankrolls on the table. Watching local cable.
Hey man.
Hating that I'm able. 6 miles on Sunset Boulevard, living fast and playing every card. Broken hearts and bitter bills, swallowing these jagged little pills. Your messages.
Hey man, hey man, hey. At the end of the day, McDonald's sells a lot of burgers. They sell a lot of burgers. And I'm pretty sure it's not made with real meat.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I'm pretty sure it's not made with real meat. But they sold 1 million of them. They sold 1 billion of them. Stay off them jagged little pills, my guy. DIYers, there's a lot of questions here. I just try to present this the most objective way that I could. But I think that's the method. I think that is what's happening here. And if that is the case, boy, oh boy, I'm listening to nobody new no time soon.
Somebody's gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
You know what the crazy part about it is? This is going to make someone who is truly serious about their art say, damn it, I gotta be more transparent about the graphic designer that I'm working with. I gotta be more transparent about my process. I gotta show these people that I don't fuck with that AI generated shit. I gotta show, and you know what you're doing? You're literally giving them a blueprint of what to steal from next.
Somebody's gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
By crediting your graphic designer, you will now give them the actual Instagram page that they should be stealing from. By showing them how you made the beat, you are giving them elements to steal from. There are people right now who are taking the snippets of artist songs, what they share on Instagram, which I would not suggest any artist. Do not put any snippets out anymore until this thing gets regulated. Don't put out any more snippets. They'll take your snippets, go on Suno and extend it out to a full song. And then put the song out before you can put that song that you were teasing about. They'll put it on their YouTube before you can. And you can't content strike it down because it's not in the content ID system yet. DIYers, boy oh boy, those are my thoughts. You let me know what you think about that. Watching local cable. This is crazy.
Curtis, K-I-Y. D-I-Y.
Tear in your eye.